Good morning, St. Francis. Good morning, people of God. It is Friday, the 27th day of December, 2024. It is Friday of Christmas week. It is the third day of Christmas. It is also the day in which we honor St. John the Evangelist, the feast of St. John the Evangelist. So the second of what are known as the Comites Christi, the companions of Christ. So the St. Stephen yesterday, St. John today, and then there's Holy Innocents on Saturday, on the 28th. We are sandwiched between, again, two martyrdoms with now John the Evangelist, again, who passes into history in exile on the island of Patmos, tradition holds. The one to whom the great revelation of God's salvation is given to, the one who runs to the tomb first when Peter and he are told that Jesus has been raised, but waits outside of it for Peter to enter the tomb because he's the chief of the apostles. At least according to John's gospel, he is, and a couple of the other ones. But again, we move all around. Again, it's no longer crib and angels and shepherds. It's no longer sweet little baby Jesus. It is now, again, what this child will become, and what this child's destiny is, not just for Christ but also for us. And so the first letter of John, which really will take us really throughout the entire Christmas season, again speaks of what we had been told and promised has been revealed in our midst. Again, this God who comes to save us, this God who makes his life ours, so that we again might live in the Spirit of God and might allow God to become part of our life. Again, this God who is no longer absent or indifferent. We now experience that wonder and that joy in ourselves. In the gospel today from John, we basically run to the empty tomb. We run to the resurrection. And again, the whole scenario of John basically getting to the tomb first as he and Peter are running to really see if it's true, but then holding back, and letting Peter enter the tomb first to see what was there or what wasn't there. Again, they are both amazed by what's going on, but they have yet to truly understand, what it is what has happened to Jesus and what is going on. Again, this is where, if John was indeed the youngest of the apostles, perhaps, again, this Mark, who may be the author of the gospel, or some other Mark may have been younger than John, but John becomes part of the 12, and John was among the closest of the companions of Jesus. Again, for him to be given, these great insights of what it is that God can do for us and what it is that God can be for us, and to share them again with those who dare to believe. Again, this is always this great testament, of what it means, for God to be a part of our lives, and for God to create, and for God to give, and for God to never stop giving, of himself, of God's own very self, so that we can live as we should, so that we can live as God desires us to live. That is a part of what Christmas is all about, and we cannot remain at a manger. We cannot remain at a stable. We cannot remain just with a cooing and cuddly baby. We need to have this baby grow up and be for us what this baby must become, our salvation, our way through history, our way to understand ourselves, our way to help us see the more that is within us, that we are afraid to see ourselves, and to rejoice that God has placed that more within us and what that more is capable of. John was given access, to that understanding, and shared it freely. For those of us who also gain access at times to what it is that God shows us of the more, it is also our responsibility to share that with as many as we can. A continued blessed Christmas season, St. Francis and people of God. We are just on day 3 of 19. May the Lord give you his peace.